Ladies and gentlemen and talented musicians worldwide, it's that time. Emo Brown presents Local Love, brought to you by Choose One, Barry. The Full Circle Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate, put your trust in the Full Circle Group. That's right, these guys are the little cousins of Grupo Firme. They're here to sell you real estate or whatever else real estate agents do. But what do they do?
They sell you a lifestyle.
That's
the American dream.
Being a real estate agent right now is more than selling homes. You're selling people a dream, a vision, a commitment to oneself. Damn, that sounded for real. We are here at Emo Brown Studios with yet again another talented performer, musician. No cierto, dog. We're going higher this time. We're taking it up a scotch.
Ooh.
Joining us today, a DJ, an artist, a multi-platinum artist producer.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the homie Beazie Beats is here joining us today, bro. Multi-platinum. What does that mean? That's an intimidating phrase right there.
It's more than one.
What is that?
Yes, sir. That means that I got a bunch of multi-platinum records out there.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Millions of views on each one. Videos with millions of views, stuff like that. I'm blessed, man.
Very
Blessed.
much so.
Yes,
Tell us a
sir.
little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in this industry?
Young kid coming out of the Inland Empire from Colton, California.
Where's
Yes, sir.
Colton? Where's Colton
born
in
and raised.
IE?
In between Riverside and San Bernardino.
Jenny 6'9" again, Barry.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
you, Barry.
Following
I
us.
guess that's what
Following
they're
you.
saying now. I guess that's what they're saying. But yeah, I grew up over there in Colton, California, and that's where I started my journey. You know what I'm saying? Started off in bands and all that. Bands didn't work out. You know, it's tough to get 5 guys in a room all together all the time, especially if you're 18 years old and you got girlfriends and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the tough part. But anyways, through that, I
Wait,
found,
what kind of bands?
Oh, I started off, the time our band, it was called Mannequin 7. Shout out to all the OGs out there,
Oh,
right?
shit, look at
and we're a mix between like Incubus, Deftones, Mars Volta, kind of like
Mars Volta,
a little bit of everything,
Deftones,
you know?
Incubus. There's a Mexican in each one of those bands. I see the connection now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
There
sir.
you go.
Little did I know that was the beginning of everything. You know, I was a bass player and
Hmm.
all that. So I started off in the bands, and when it wasn't working out, I had to find that outlet. I just had it in me that I knew what I wanted to do early on, but I just didn't have all the pieces.
Music was always your outlet, your
Music
creative
was
release.
Always, yes, sir. I started off playing the guitar, then I went to the bass. You know, the guitar player in the band was way better than me at the time, so he was like, "You should probably play bass." Oh,
One
perfect.
string at a time.
One string at a time.
Respectfully
Bass
to all
is
the
just lead
bass
guitar with
players.
fat strings, all right?
Facts,
how that
facts.
works.
Exactly. So I started off like that, and then I progressed. And I had a homie just, one day he was like, "You don't really need the band, you know that, right? That there's softwares out there, you could just record your own
Damn,
stuff."
bro.
Mind blown. I said,
For all you young bands out there watching, you don't really need everybody. You just need the talent is the singer. I know a couple of young bands coming up in the game right now. We'll call them a new aesthetic, and we'll see what happens in the future. Keep an
yes,
eye
sir,
on it.
yes, sir. You only need the main guy.
The main guy.
And then you just hire a bunch of guys to
songwriter.
play the songs.
What was that musician that did that and he got a lot of? There's been a lot of them, but there's one white guy band like from the Midwest, Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Remember him? Like he was doing his thing, and the record label said something like, "Hey, you gotta get rid of like those guys," and he did.
Oh, yeah, he just axed them.
Dude, he asked everybody, and he said, "I'm the guy."
Was it him or was it Nickelback?
Probably
Probably
both.
both.
No,
bro.
Nickelback is still touring, I think.
Nickelback's claim to fame is being married to
Avril
the
Lavigne.
Skater Boy song.
Oh,
What is it?
yeah.
Avril Lavigne,
exactly.
thank you.
Lavigne.
That's why you're here. Ladies and gentlemen, Cynthia.
currently?
Cynthia, the fact checker, is here.
We
Yep,
needed
for
one,
white
right?
girls. Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
That's awesome.
So tell us a little more.
Oh, so that's when I found music production software.
Nice.
I
What'd you
remember
work off? What'd you work off?
Cakewalk was the very first one. Cakewalk. A lot of the OGs know
Yeah.
Cakewalk. And then it progressed to Reason.
Okay. Oh,
Reason
yeah.
was another one, right?
I used that one for a little bit.
And then it just kept progressing. I found Fruity Loops from there. And then I just kind of like figured out, wow, this is something that I really want to do. The music production was like my thing.
Okay.
And again, that's where the journey kept going. I fell into DJing after that, shortly after
Okay.
that. I was playing a lot of beat showcases, showcasing my beats. And one of my buddies told me, "Yeah, you know you don't have to bring out all your instruments, the band, the whole thing. You could just put it on a flash drive and DJ it."
Very nice.
I said, "What?"
Convenient.
Yes. I said, "Wait, is that easy?" So yeah, I did that. Next show, I brought a little flash drive and boom, wicked.
Did your
that
thing.
was it. Yep, did my thing. And then I'll never forget the day my homie McGutter, he told me, "Yeah, bro, you're kind of good at that." And that's all it took, that little spark for me.
A little positive reinforcement
Yes, sir.
to take you over the top.
And yeah, from there on, I just, found out exactly what I wanted to do, that was going to be part of it. My music production was the main thing, right? DJing was going to help me to showcase all of the music and get it into other people's ears.
It's a good way to network too, man.
Yes,
Because
100%.
if you're a hustler and you're want to be in the music industry, which is tough already,
Yep.
I feel like DJ is the best way to do it, because you're showcasing other people's music. You're out there networking. It gives you an opportunity. If you are doing production on the back end, you start putting your music into the mix. And then all of a sudden, boom, everybody knows who you are because you're out in them streets. You're working.
Yep.
You're doing your thing, man. How long were you a DJ like that?
So that journey started, I was about 23 years old, right, when that journey started. And I was presented with this opportunity to get a DJ residency and to run a nightclub. It just
There you
all
go.
fell in my lap, but it was because I was really searching for it. And I was open, like, I'm down to learn everything and anything. What is it? Throw it at me, And yeah, so I got a residency in downtown Riverside at the time, and it was one of the biggest nightclubs. It was called the W, now that's what it's called. And I ran that whole thing, but I used that to network and to build up relations with everybody in the city
Very
and build
nice,
up my
man.
name. And throughout that time, like that journey, I was really big and overweight. So I was looking like trying to find myself in a sense, And I had this tragic moment in my life where, a friend left the spot and was drinking and he got in,
Oh, no.
and it was my cousin. He got in a car accident. Could have been me. Wasn't me though. And for some reason that just clicked a light in my head,
Sometimes that's all we need, man. Just
Clicked it.
some sort of little experience, however big or small it is, just to be a reality check. Like, all right, this is a wake up call for me to do the right thing.
100%. And when that happened, I said, you know what? I know exactly what I want to do in life, and I know exactly what my faults are. So let's really try my hardest, And since then, I gave up drinking at that time. I gave up smoking cigarettes and just really wanted to focus on what I wanted to do.
Oh, so you're sober, no drinking.
Yeah, no drinking.
How
It's
do
been
you, man?
about
Congratulations.
13 years, bro. 13 years.
I will cheers you with this liquid death.
There you go.
Not with this Firma Mezcal.
No pun intended,
Brought to you
right?
from the hills of Oaxaca. Oaxaca, bro. I'll give you guys a little shot later. Don't worry.
There
Good
you go.
on you, man. It's hard to find something like that is a drastic change, but sometimes it's these obstacles that are in our life that we need to remove to get to that next level.
100%.
And drinking for you was one of them.
Yeah, it had been in my family forever, alcoholism and stuff like that. And that was just part of the things that I learned on early on that was holding me back. I've seen a lot of my friends that were in the same spot as me, DJing, doing things right. But I was like, why are they still here when they're way older than me? If I'm in this spot, like, I don't get it. If I'm a beginner, why are they still here? So then I realized that, if I change some things and
Commitment.
switch it up, and really focus and commit, that, I could be everything I wanted to be. So at that time, I had that residency, and I got to a point where I was like, okay, I learned from all my peers in the city, and then the gatekeepers didn't want to teach me no more. So I was like, what's next?
Is that a DJ world kind of thing where there's gatekeepers and they don't want you? What is it? Why is that?
Honestly, because I feel like DJing is a thing that is a self-taught thing.
Okay.
Now it's changing, but at the time it was a self-taught thing. So a lot of these guys had to put in the work and learn on their own. And that's tough. You got to be consistent. You got to learn all these things.
Gotta be disciplined, man.
Discipline. And they didn't want to give away a lot of their secrets, which is understandable. The OG's giving it to the young new guy, So for me, I was like, okay, well, that door's not open, so I'm going to take another route. Where do I got to go to get that? So halfway through that DJ residency in downtown, I went to school, right?
Okay.
I buckled down and said, you know what? I'm going to go search wherever I got to go. I went to L.A. and I went to Jam Master Dave's DJ Scratch Academy in L.A., right?
Yeah.
And it's a famous school, and I got to work with some of the greatest DJs in the world, DJ Revolution, Mr. Chalk, the world famous Beat Junkies, and I got to study under them. Like, really take it all in and just learn everything about it.
That's weird. We were talking about that earlier, about different certificates that are offered, different schools, different backgrounds that you can do now. And we were talking about cannabis college, where you can actually go and enroll yourself into that. I went to a craft beer college. I went to San Diego State and got a certificate in the business of craft beer. People don't understand that in every field, there are certificates or there are educational foundations from you to actually build on that. There's one in Florida for music production that I looked at, Full Sail.
Oh yeah.
There's a multitude. Like I took classes online for Logic for Apple.
Oh, there you go.
To figure, because Logic is bananas. You just sit. If you were going like from Ableton or Pro Logic, which is like a step up as well, Logic is on that level.
Yeah,
you just
100%.
can't jump in. You can, and it's gonna take you a lot longer, or you can just like have somebody teach you, like, here you go.
Yeah.
This is what you're missing. This is what you should do. You know the fundamentals, but there's more than fundamentals when you're operating there. So for you to have the foresight to do that legitimately shows that you are disciplined. You're looking to build a career in this, man.
And that's what it was. I just, like I said, it was in me early on, and I just knew what I wanted to do, but I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get there? Going to that first school really opened up my eyes. I took every class there, every side class, every one-on-one. You know, I did everything I could, and I was commuting to LA from
How old were
IE.
you at the time?
At the time, I was about 25, 26.
Okay.
At the time.
And you were based out of Colton, driving to LA.
Driving to
How long
LA.
of a drive is that?
Ooh, and at the time, they were close to Santa Monica, so the school was about an hour and a half, hour and 45. You know, with traffic,
man.
2.5
like
hours.
7 days,
2
fool. It
hours,
was like the
yeah.
Oregon Trail.
It was tough, but I knew that was part of the
Check
journey.
out Barry, homie.
Look at
Hey,
the-
dude,
He's
you're
on it.
Look
you
at
are
how-
improving by the year, bro. I'm very proud of you.
Only been here a year.
the distance was far, man. It was far. But again, I stuck to it, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So when I got to the end of that school, I did that for about 3 years. I was like, all right, what's next? I'm at the peak of my DJing in downtown. I'm booking all the artists, all the people I've networked with. I'm getting money, putting money in people's pockets, making it happen, networking. But I was like, but what's next? I want to be the best music producer, DJ ever. So what do I got to do next? And they're like, oh, well, there's this other school called the Beat Lab Academy, the homies, right? Shout out to Yuta Benatar. Look at this guy, Yuta Benatar. He is
That sounds familiar.
he's a
you spell that one?
Ableton guru. Yeuda Benatar. He's an Ableton guru.
He did
the Power Glove.
Thank you. Like MIDI
Yes,
players
he's
off of like
famous
different
for
things.
A Nintendo Power Glove, he turned it into a MIDI controller.
Yes.
And he went bananas after that.
That's right.
He made all these like game controllers, MIDI controllers. When I seen that, I was sold. I was like, this guy's so out of the box.
Awesome.
I can only imagine what I'm going to learn.
Look at that
so
guy.
Again, there he is. Shout out to Yuta, one of my mentors, man.
Yuta
Amazing dude.
Benatar, bro.
Amazing dude. And still doing it. Always offering, help to everybody. And again, going to that school was all Ableton based. And from there, I was like, okay, now I got to learn. Like, I had been working in Ableton, but it was just a no-brainer. Ableton was the thing. I was already making beats off of it. I was like, all right, I'm going to learn everything on this. So I went to that school. It was about a year and a half. Got all my certifications in that. And that was just really, really in depth. It was like 3 days a week. Again, back and forth all the time. Homework, projects.
How often were you
networking.
making that drive?
4 days a week.
Neta.
And then coming home on the weekends or at night and DJing at night. And I did that for 10 years straight. I got all my certifications over there. And then it was like, all right, cool. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to start working. I'm going to start getting artists. And that was where I really pinpointed my sound too. I remember the exact day. It was like we had a headphone time. And they were like, oh, put your headphones on, make a beat real quick.
Okay.
And we were still just, learning, practicing. At the time, I had remixes out that were already popular. Things I was doing, I was trying to find my sound, pinpoint. I was doing like EDM. Like at the time, it was like Moombathon and like all these different kinds of genres. And I was just trying to find it. I didn't really know what it was. And I remember that day, they were like, make a beat. And I just made a beat so quick, like 5 minutes. And it was like, what? What is this? It was like a Little Pump type beat. It was the out of nowhere, right? And from there, he told me, he was like, oh, wow, Beazie. He's like, that came out really good. You should keep doing that style. Keep doing that. And then I just kept doing it. Like, let me not think about this so much and let me just do what comes naturally. And I just kept pumping these beats out. And then by the end, he's like, dude, now all you need is artists. That's all you need. You got the beats now, you just need artists. So I went on that journey of, okay, now I'm done with the school. So now let's get to work and let's build up this catalog of music now.
So as a DJ, as a music producer, your main objective is to have a catalog of beats that you've already done. You've created, you've mastered, you've perfected, you've cleaned up. You have a catalog of these beats. After you've established that, the next objective is to go out and look for artists who can utilize what you've already made.
Yep, 100% to get your name out there.
Okay.
And again, that was the next step. So I got out and just started going crazy in the studio, started working and just on social media, everything, just letting everybody know that this is what it is.
I'm here.
Beazie's
doing here, ready to work.
Let's work, exactly. And then I had a couple key people in my life. Shout out to my cousin, Mr. Savage. He plugged me with an artist, YB, right? And sent him the beat pack and boom, within a month later, I get a text like, Beazie, 1 million already.
Boom.
Boom, the first one, right? Then a
How'd
few
that
weeks
feel,
later.
man? 1 million ears checked out your beats.
That's 2 million ears.
I undercut him, homie. Shit, I said Evander Holyfield said, right? Lend me your ear.
It's like 1 million and a third.
Oh my God, good on it. So that must be an awesome feeling.
It was surreal at the time because again, I was just putting my all into it, and like I finally got one, and I was like, all right, cool.
How long did it take to get like a YB?
Ooh.
Like how many artists do you think you went through that utilized your beats and ultimately it didn't come to fruition what their goal was until you got to like YB and it's like, oh, this is what I'm doing now?
It took me about when I came back from that school, because I had been working with artists, but I would say like after I got out of that school, it was more professional. And I was like, okay, I'm
You had
serious.
the certificates to prove it, homie.
Exactly. I got
Yes,
the accolades,
sir.
So I was like, now I know exactly what to do. It took me about 2 years.
Okay.
Then that's when I got that one.
Hey, that's kind of quick.
It was kind of quick. And I was working and just, putting out the content, putting it into the universe. And then it happened. It came back to me and I was like, wow, this really happened. But from there, it was just like, okay, let's keep going. Let's get more, So then again, next one, another million. Got another homie with the homie Doughboy. Got another one with the homie Spy Boy. And then it just kept happening like that. And then I get another hit up again, like, oh, that YB song is out now at like 10 million. So it just kept going up and going up. At this time, it's now at about 21 million.
Look at you, man.
That one. And that's just that one. So from there, it just kept going up. But I was like, okay, so what's the next step? Okay.
Multi-platinum Barry.
Yes, sir.
Better
That's
recognize.
the definition. There you go. And at that time, I was like, okay, what's the next step of this? Like, where do we go next? How do I get that million in my bank account?
Yeah.
That's the goal. Now
How do I turn these listens into money?
Exactly. So we were selling beats. We were doing that. I was set up. I had the recording studio in downtown. I was DJing downtown. I had everything going, right? And then COVID hit. And it was like, okay, what's gonna happen now? I'm a DJ. My livelihood is being out with the people. The club's not around no more. It's on pause. Let's reevaluate this. And God is good. So he got me this. He gave me this recommendation from somebody, this artist I had worked with, another artist, right? And he was like, hey, I got hit up by Usher's producers, and they want to work with us.
Heck yeah, man.
They heard your beat, and they were like, dude, that's just tight.
And this was still during COVID, all of it during
This was
COVID.
around, like, when COVID had barely started, when they started doing the lockdowns and all that. So basically, I went, and they loved me, and I got the opportunity to intern with Usher in his camp, Little John, all their engineers, everybody,
What?
all their producers for about a year.
Nice, bro.
And bro, that was my next
Dude, as
stage.
shitty as it sounds, as horrible as it sounds, I feel like COVID gave a lot of entrepreneurs, creatives, an opportunity to legitimately buckle down
And find new passions.
and or clean up what they're working on
Yeah.
and legitimately go all in. It's
Yeah.
like, this is our time. There's when else in our history have we had an opportunity to just like forget about
2
the
years,
outside
yeah.
world and just say dedicate this to recreating yourself.
Yeah.
Or getting the skills set that you currently have and just perfecting it, bro. You did that.
That's what it was. I remember up until that time, it was just me perfecting. And when I got that call and I went, I was like, wow, okay, then let's go all in. This what am I waiting for? What do I got to lose? So I closed the studio that I had in Riverside.
Okay.
And
That was your studio.
that was my.
What was it called?
At the time, it was called Studio B, downtown Riverside.
Beazie's Basement.
Yes, that was at the time. And actually, we were upstairs at the time.
Oh shit! Well, I can't do
Beazie's
alliteration with
attic.
that.
Yeah.
Shit.
We were upstairs. I was literally above the nightclub I was DJing. I had a studio right above it.
Very nice.
Beazie
You know how
above.
convenient that was.
Yeah,
you know
that's
how
so convenient.
It was so convenient. So I was doing great. Everything was great. But again,
Everything was pointing to you never leaving.
never leaving.
Everything was pointing for you to just stay there and be like, hey man, it's so comfortable here.
too comfortable.
You're doing it. You have continuous gigs. You live, your studio's upstairs. But you said, nah, I'm going to break out
easy.
this comfort zone, man.
It's definitely. And I went back to over there in LA and the internship was to work at Westlake Studios.
Westlake, yeah.
You know exactly
yeah,
where
yes,
that
sir.
famous Michael
Very
Jackson.
much so, yeah.
And I was given this opportunity to learn and to level up. First day I walked in the studio though, I'll never forget. They're like, yo, Beazie, what up? Good to meet you, blah, blah. You know Pro Tools, right?
Uh-oh.
And I just came from an Ableton-based school.
That's a whole different language.
So I was like, oh yeah, of course. I know.
Fake it till you make it,
I
perro.
know, I
Whatever.
know Pro Tools. I got you. Don't worry. And now I realized that was the next step in all of this. It was like, okay, you thought you were here, Beazie, but now the next
Hey, so
level,
it's necessary to speak all those languages, bro?
100%.
Really?
And I know even more now.
You
and
couldn't
it's
get
like,
away with just sticking to Ableton?
No.
Pro Logic
And
was the move then, huh?
It was Pro Tools.
Pro Tools, perdón.
Yes. And yeah, so from there it was like, man, I got this hands-on training, and my job in the studio is I was the studio the producer's assistant. So
Okay.
there were these brothers, and I was their assistant, but also I was in this unique position where I wasn't a runner, I wasn't a studio assistant, I was their assistant. So I was in there helping them with beats.
You saw the process.
I saw the whole thing at the highest level. And
What do you
it was
attribute that
amazing.
to? Because not
God.
everybody gets that opportunity.
I attribute that to God.
Okay.
100%, because he put me in the path for me to find it, but obviously I had to search for it. It wasn't just, okay, it's right there. No, I had to
God is
climb.
tricky like that, Barry. God is
I had
tricky
to
like
figure
that.
it out. I had to figure it out.
The
And,
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does, sir. Yes, he does.
El Vato said, sir, hell yeah, bro. I got a
Sir.
Colton. Hella respectful
BJ's
of
like,
Colton.
you can come back.
you know. And yeah, and that was my journey again. I was in that for about 9 months. I
Okay.
did that internship, and I got to work with the best in the world.
Hey, that's 9 months of being a sponge, bro.
Man, that's what it was, a fly on the wall sponge. But I got to be an interactive one, where I was, what's that? Beazie Beats, you know what I'm saying? And
What is the origin of Beazie?
oh, Beazie, good question.
You hear that, Barry?
It
He didn't call you sir, though.
Fuck.
I missed it. Origin of Beazie Beats comes from when I was a kid. I had a nickname. This is a good one too. They used to call me Little Bear.
Little Bear.
Little Bear. There was that show Little Bear on.
Yes,
and
on
I don't know.
Nickelodeon.
They just used
You're
to
too old
watch
for
it.
that.
We canceled Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't
we
do that.
can't.
No, did it.
After that doc too, I get
After
it.
that dog drama, homie, shit, you can't do that on television for real.
You cannot. Well, minus that name, but
Yeah.
we watched that show, and I don't know. My family just gave me that name, and as I got older, I was like, I hated it. When I got
Don't call me Little Bear.
I was in junior high. I was like, don't call me Little Bear no more. It does not look good in front of chicks at all. Like, I don't want to be little nothing.
At least medium average size,
Right?
something.
Like,
Come
medium
on.
bear, what's up?
Regular.
And
Acceptable bear.
I kept going, and then I had one of my friends was like, yeah, bro, like we got to cut that. We're in junior high now. We're gonna do something cool. We're gonna call you Little Beazie.
Ese way.
And I was like, all right, Little Beazie's kind of
I still
cool.
got me little.
But why do I still got to, I'm little, all right, whatever. I said, why do I got to still be Little Beazie? But I ran with that for a little bit, and then it just turned into Beazie,
All right.
right? It just turned into Beazie. And I just kind of like took that on, and then as it kind of time went on, it was like, what's your producer name? Obviously, Beazie Beats.
There you go.
What is it? And it just stuck with me.
It's a clever name.
Stuck with me.
Barry, I've said it before. I'm a big fan of alliteration.
Yep.
If you have alliteration in the name, I feel like it's a banger. It's destined to work.
Yep. And most people would think it's Beazy.
Okay.
No. Beazie.
Inland Empire.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What's
Oh,
up, Tom?
oh, look at you.
The home of Jenny 6'9".
We'll bleep that out.
The home of Beazie
Home of
Beats.
Beazie
homie.
Beats,
yes,
Little
sir.
Bear in the house, motherfucker.
Yes, sir. My sister's gonna get a kick out of that. I already know it.
That's what we do it for.
Yes,
we do
sir.
it for the sisters.
But yeah, Beazie Beats was born, and then that was it. So really getting when I finished up in that big studio,
hey, that's a historic studio, bro.
historic, man.
Bro, that is like a top-notch, like, big deal studio.
top 3 in LA.
Yeah.
Well, the one in LA because there's 2 of them. So they have 2 locations, but I got to literally live there and work there.
Good for
and
you, man.
I open every door, be in everything, and just soak all that up, bro. It was like meant for me to go through that next phase in life. But it was, again, my decision. I had to pack all my stuff up in Riverside, get uncomfortable, go back to square one, be a sponge, where I was already up here, 20 million plays, and I walk into the studio and they're like, oh, you got 20 million plays, but you don't got a Grammy.
Ooh.
And I said,
That's what they
"Ooh."
were doing for? All right. Hey.
Ooh.
And it's on you on how you respond to that. Mm-hmm. It's on you on how you're going to process that. It's like, all right.
So I said,
Not
okay,
yet.
let me hold that Grammy. Let me see what it feels like. Because I'm
Feels
gonna
light.
get one. I'm gonna get one. And I just was able to just harness all that energy, man. Amazing energy, and just learn from everybody and just take it all in like a sponge, you know?
You have a really good attitude, man.
Thank you, man.
He's very positive.
Very positive.
Very hungry. I like it.
It's what got me here. It's what got me here. Like I said, it's just been in me though. Like I have amazing parents that just got me this amazing upbringing and just really a lot of
A
structure.
lot of support in your corner.
A lot of support, man. And just give me the opportunity to be able to blossom into whatever I wanted to be, whatever it was going to be. They didn't know. They just put the little tools in front of me, like a guitar, a cheap computer, a little cheap electric guitar, a little MIDI keyboard, like all
Doesn't
those
matter.
little things.
Yeah, you don't need high end equipment. It's all on the user who's
Yep.
utilizing
It's all
these
in you,
tools.
100%. So then that ended, right?
Okay, so
it-
that 10-year ended.
Well,
On to the next one.
The 10-year ended, and the internship. That's when I was about, let's say, year 11. After that 10 years was when I did the internship. That lasted about 9 months, and then I came into a fork in the road, right, where I had been working with these guys, this team, right, and was really close to them. I got really close, so I got to see the good, the bad, the ugly. I got to see it all.
I'm going to assume the music industry in LA has a lot of ugly.
Yes, 100%.
Really? All right.
A lot of ugly, a lot of good, but then there's also a very dark side and a lot of ugly. And I got to see this at the highest level, and I was presented with this choice of going to LA. I mean, going to Vegas, right, to go do the internship and go do the residency at where he did. Usher
Okay.
did the residency, right, and Super Bowl and all these things, right. I was presented.
That's right.
with
They did the Super Bowl.
They did
That's
all
right.
of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I worked on the pre-shows of all those with them. So America's Best Dance Crew, like all these other ones, I worked on with them. But when it came to that fork in the
Experience,
road,
gaining it, bro.
100%.
That's
man.
awesome.
The highest level. So when it came to that fork in the road, and it was like, go to Vegas, right, or do Beazie, and it was like, go to Vegas with these guys that are not good, and I have to put my morals aside and everything that I've worked so hard
What did
to
you
become.
see over there, fool? Jesus.
No,
Oh, the
What?
Illuminati, man. I'm telling you.
I mean,
Yeah. Hey, Illuminati, that's a real thing or what?
different kind of thing though.
He didn't
Not
answer.
Ooh, I know.
not the whole like sell your soul, but again, it is that in a sense, because you have to put yourself aside and a lot of your morals aside to be like, okay, I'm gonna help this guy and take care of him, even though we're not on the same page, like in life, like the things that he's looking aside and are, doing to people or this and that, are like, nah, I don't feel the same about that,
How can you trust someone like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it to that person, you're gonna end
You're
up
gonna
doing
fuck
it to
me
me.
over for sure.
So I came into that fork in the road, and it was like, okay, you got all this knowledge, Beazie. You got all this knowledge, right? But if you go this way, you're gonna be in the background, and it's not gonna be you. Yeah, you're gonna do all these things, but you're gonna be in the background.
Getting paid, doing your thing, all of the extras that come way of the musicians and all that talent coming your way, but you had the hindsight to say, Ned.
I couldn't do it. Everything my parents instilled on me, like it wasn't the right decision. I couldn't go forth with that. And their team was great and all, but it was more of the individual relationships that I had with them, And I remember I made the decision. I thought about it long and hard in that studio. I sat there in that big studio, and I said, I prayed, and I just said, all right, just show me what I should do. God, show me. And he said, you know what to do.
Damn, he said prayed and everything. The color behind him turned like blue and shit. Or is that you back there?
That's the aura. I got no control of that.
Pues, I was gonna say,
Beautiful.
well, shit, because sometimes it just turns red. When she sits over there, it's red,
Oh,
and then it turns black,
oh wow.
Yeah.
and then there's smoke.
Yes. And then there's flames.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She's a
It's
bad
like
aura.
that at home,
She's a
too.
bad aura.
My production is good, but not that.
Not that good, huh? So when I got that fork in the road, it was like, I know I have to go back to square one, and I know it's going to be hard, but I see the bigger picture.
But you're going to square one with the new set of tools.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to square one with Little Bear tools.
Yes,
You're going
100%.
to square one again with Beazie Beats tours, multi-platinum download streams, multi people in your networking crew, experiences. It's like, it's almost unfair.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair that you're starting over with all of this experience. You know, it's like we always talk about there's an option like, would you rather go back and be born again with everything, the knowledge that you've procured throughout this life, or would you rather give $10 million to go from where you're at? And it's like, no, bro, I feel like I would start over, but with everything I already know,
Yep,
because then
100%.
you're playing a whole different game. You have
Way
cheat
ahead,
codes.
way ahead of the game. Have all the cheat codes, and that's what it was. I had to go back though. After that, and I had to go basically find myself again for this last time, and that was like the hardest part of my life, because I had to live with all those decisions of watching them do all the Vegas stuff, watching them do Super Bowl, and having to understand like why.
Hey, that's a gut check.
Ooh,
That's
man,
a gut check.
talking
Why are they
about-
succeeding without me?
Talk about having to humble you
Or that
down,
you
you
could have
know?
been a part of
Yeah,
it.
that was the crew that I was with.
Yep. And I had to live with that. And the last year before coming here, it was like I was in my childhood home. I had my big studio, everything, right? I had everything I wanted, but I had to live with these decisions and really dig deep why and what's the next thing, right? So yeah, 6 months before I came here, I was like at the end of my road and I said, man, I can't do this no more. Why did all this happen to me, you know? And I remember my parents said, if you could do this for 6 more months and get through it, because we know you can, mijo, you're strong, then you could come over here to the promised land.
Damn, you definitely were whitewashed because I don't know any Mexican family that would do that.
My family. My family are
privileged.
my family's super paisa.
Super.
I know, but you're so
Big-
privileged.
Thank you. I won't take offense to that. My parents, we've all if hard work is privilege, then I'm hella privileged.
I'm the only boy too and the only son, so you know.
He's the only little bear. He's the only little bear.
Makes so much
Exactly.
sense. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah,
Hey, fool, I feel bad. I don't want to call you little bear anymore, dog.
everybody's the chat's gonna blow up off of
that's,
this.
that's good.
We just changed the title of this episode, right?
I'll let it slide.
No,
all
my
right,
bad, my
dog?
bad,
I'll
my
let
bad,
it
Beazie, my
slide.
bad, Beazie.
And yeah, so I went through that 6 months, and that was probably the hardest part of my life. But I remember when I first came back here to like figure out what I was gonna do, because I knew I was gonna move.
Wait, how long have you been in San Diego?
I've been in here about 6 months too.
That's it.
Yeah, so within the last year, like it's been about a year from now, I ran into my buddy Milo, Por Vida Milo.
¿Qué onda con el Milo?
See, my
Pues?
buddy,
Shout
bro,
out.
my boy right there. And I ran into him. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm thinking about moving out here. I just need a spot. And he's like, oh, bro, say less.
I was gonna say,
got
man,
you.
if there's spots you need, spots he has, bro.
Yes, sir. So shout out to him and Por Vida, man. They blessed me with a spot. And that last 6 months, I led up to me going to that spot. Beginning of January, I got that spot over by Por Vida. And I opened up the Beat Den. Beat Den SD.
Beat Den.
Yes,
Where-
sir.
where is it located?
Por Vida, right by Por Vida.
Right
Yes, sir.
inside?
No, we're in the cut. Somewhere
Okay.
yeah, we're around there, you know.
Not at Imperial.
No, not at Imperial. Not,
at
the collab. Yeah.
Okay, not the collab.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
We,
Okay.
we, I got
For
a
some
spot
reason,
in
I
the
figured
cut.
that's where I thought it was located. Okay.
So yeah, I was able to open that up.
Beat Den, such a sick ass name, dog.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Came up with it ourselves.
Well, I'll see. I'm not gonna call you that name anymore. But a den is usually where little bears hang out. It was all full circle. Full. Like the further you try to run from that name, is like no, mijo, ven pa' acá.
See.
You see it?
Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
And that's what it was. We came back, we opened up the Beat Den, and man, I just felt so at home there. Within a month, I was already open. I had to build it from scratch
Yeah.
too. So there was no recording studio. There was no
But you had
booth.
that experience already in the past as well,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Cool.
I had already built 3 studios. So by the time I got there, I said, all right, let's do it. Let's build it from scratch and let's make it happen.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And yeah, within a month, I opened up that recording studio, built it up, and then we got to work, man. We got to work, and it was just a blessing. I felt like, okay, things are finally making sense now. Like why all this happened and why I went through that was for me to get to this new place. And I call it like the promised land, because where I was at, if you're from the IE and you know Colton, California, compared to San Diego, you know the big difference. A lot of us moving out here from there.
Really?
You know,
Okay.
because of that. My whole family's
I
moved
feel
out
like we
here,
take our shit
everybody.
for granted sometimes.
Oh,
Yep,
I definitely
100%.
do.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
It's beautiful over here. It's a different place, a different
It's because we're
vibe.
hustling. Dude,
Yep.
we're always
busy.
told, like, we live where people vacation. Yeah, but we got to work extra hard to live here.
100%.
Everyone's in the hustle out here, man. I don't know anybody who's lazy.
None.
And if I don't know, it's because you're lazy. Like you need to be. If you're in my corner, it's because you're hustling. You're out there getting it, bro.
100%. 100%. So I moved out here, opened it up, and immediately got to work and basically started building my catalog again, my new catalog.
Okay.
So I came here with the specific goal to just bring this quality sound from LA, right? Everything that they have going on in LA that I soaked up, I said, nah, I'm going to bring this here. I'm going to bring that sound and that quality and that different standard over here. And I basically started working with some people and picked my squad. And like I said, God is a big picture of my life at this time. And he's just been guiding me and putting these people in here to help me grow, but also helping me to heal them. It seems to me that the place that I got been a center for healing. I've been getting a lot of these people to come, a lot of these artists, and they've been coming and just pouring their hearts out and making beautiful music with me. And I was just like, wow, what is this? Why is all this happening? But again, it's for the bigger picture. And that's when we fell into, okay, let's put out a project. And that's when we just recently dropped about 3 weeks ago, last month, we dropped Keys to the City, Volume 1.
Look at that. Beazie Beats presents Keys to the City.
Yes, sir.
Volume 1. You threw up the body. You got Palm Reader, bro. The Roosevelt. All
Is
of the
that
things.
the
Coronado
North Park
Bridge.
water tower?
Yep.
That's awesome.
You
Are
know,
those mushrooms?
yes.
Is that a cannabis leaf on the bottom, sir?
It is. It
Very
is.
nice, bro. That's what San Diego means to you, huh?
That's the base level. You got to look up to the bigger things.
That's what I've seen coming here.
Yeah, that's
but
all I seen.
for me though, it was like, okay, I got this newfound thing. I got all these artists. Shout out to all the artists on there too. My boy Hades, my boy 3D, Low Verses, B-Rel, Dom, and my boy Johnny Walsh.
The homie Johnny Walsh,
yes,
bro.
sir. Johnny Walsh, man. Yeah, I've been so blessed to be working with these guys. But we dropped this project. We dropped a bunch of visuals for it. Make sure you guys go ahead and check it out on the YouTube and all that, and on Instagram. We got music videos to everything, and we just started building this thing. At the time, I didn't really get what was happening. It was just happening because we're working so hard.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like the ideas, like a lot of times we don't have time to process all these things. And then someone asked me, "Keys to the City, Beazie. You put out Keys to the City, right? What does Keys to the City mean to you?" And I said, "Oh wow, that's a great question." And I really thought deep about it. And I said, you know what? To me, Keys to the City is not the thing in the literal sense of, Beazie got the keys, Beazie doing all this, running the city. For me, it was like emphasis on community collab, right? I was put here to be able to open doors up for different parts of the community and parts of San Diego for everybody to work together and to continue to grow together.
You're the conduit that brings everyone together.
100%. Hence why I have all these different artists from different parts of the city that would never even be on a tape together. Different kinds of genres, different kinds of things, but together. And
it works.
And it works so well, man, so well. And I was able to just put this beautiful product out and just, see everybody gravitate towards it and pick their favorite and pick what their vibe was and this or that. And then, go out and be able to talk about it and, even be about it more, be out in the community, start doing promos and just start to bring the people in, outside in.
Very nice.
Shine light on these smaller businesses and just different things that would never even coincide together, So that's what the Keys to the City meant to me. And it is weird because I didn't figure it out till after. I knew it. It was all meant to be, but I didn't have the actual
because you're hustling.
definition.
You're building it. You don't have time to reflect on what you're doing until usually somebody else brings it up to you. It's like, hey, man, check out what you've fucking done.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what? And then you just take a step back and then you look, you're like, oh, shit.
Wow. All of these things.
Good on you, man.
Yeah.
How's it
Thank you,
doing?
bro. Amazing, bro.
Very nice.
Yeah, the streams are going up, the
Very
videos
nice.
are going up on everything, and we're just blessed. But we got everything in the archive already.
Hey, I know Johnny could sing.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't at the beginning.
Truth be told, I known him because he came in here with the homie Ruben. The homie Ruben connected with Ruben Torres. And he popped in and he told the story and I was like, oh, cool. Then we linked up after that. Really got to develop our relationship there. And then I just see him online offering classes and like mastering classes or, production classes or filmmaking production classes.
Amazing. Creators Co.
Thank you. I was trying to remember. So I was like, oh man, this guy's about that life.
Yes, sir.
So
Amazing.
you coming in here and bringing him, I was like,
amazing human being, man.
he'll be
Amazing.
in a couple of weeks, Barry.
Yes, sir. Yes,
He'll
sir.
be in a couple of weeks to deal with us.
I've been able to be lucky to be surrounded by all these people and amazing individuals. That
Lucky? I don't think so.
No.
Right?
Destiny.
Yeah, you got to work for it, homie.
Yeah.
You got to work for it.
It's true. Very
Lucky
true.
is staying at home. Lucky is staying in Riverside, doing the same clubs, doing the same residency, and then somebody out of the blue calling you, hey, I have something for you in San Diego. That's luck.
That's luck.
What you did is you completely disconnected yourself from all of the things that were routine and easy and comfort and removed yourself from that and threw yourself into a whole new role, into a whole new environment.
And coming to a new city, that's uncomfortable.
It's not
thing
luck.
ever.
Yeah.
I came here the new kid on the block, like, what? Who's this guy? But again, I was me and I just gave everybody 100% me and no no fakeness, all real, and just let everybody be the decision.
We're gonna
Let
have to bring
make
him back,
the judgment.
dude.
Let them make the
This
judgment.
is the
we're gonna run
first
it back.
chapter. This is the first chapter
Facts,
of Beazie,
facts,
bro.
facts.
This is Keys to Chula Vista Volume 1.
There you go.
Okay. Keys to
There
the
you go.
Brown.
There you go.
Volumen numero uno.
So since then, we dropped that, and then I've just been working with amazing artists. I recently released a song with Carlos Paez from B-Side Players, and with the
I
B-Side
think I've
Players.
heard of him. Have we heard of him?
You guys heard of them? I think you guys might know them. Another Key to the City. That's my brother right there.
How
and
many of these volumes do you ultimately want to do? And does it
Ooh.
jump from genre to genre, or how do you want to work that?
This first one was meant to be like a teaser. That's why we only had 5 songs. But now it's like, man, I want more and
Hell
bigger
yeah.
and better. So I'm thinking like either it's going to be a yearly summer thing, every summer, and just kind of build them up throughout the year. And then I have all my other artists are dropping albums, so it's going to be in between all that.
Very nice, bro.
We got a lot of things lined up. We've just been working and building our team. Shout out to my boys, 24/7 Creative. We have a creative agency now.
Okay.
Right, and Pioneer Film. So we all came together, and through Milo's guidance and helping us all.
Pinche Milo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We opened up our own creative agency. So basically, the idea is what they're doing in LA. They have them on every corner, right? They got recording studio, video production, photography, psych wall, like all these different things in one podcast, right? We're bringing that here, and we're bringing the ultimate record label / creative agency feel to San Diego. And it's great because I've been searching and looking for these things, and there's people that have pieces or a couple of the things. You know what I'm saying?
That's us. We have pieces of it.
We're a piece.
Yes.
We're a piece, yeah.
Great piece, right? So what we're doing is we're just putting it all under one hub. We're putting all our resources
That's
together.
awesome, man.
And we're trying to just keep, furthering the culture and furthering everything for everybody, just showing them that LA is not the only place to be.
Where?
Exactly. San Diego is the place to be.
Pa que sepan. No cierto, respectfully. Go ahead. All quick.
Love my San
You know
Diego.
what I love? Everything awesome. The cherry on top for me, Barry, was when I dropped a Danny Flow reference. And he said,
That's when he got in.
He's like, yeah, I know who's Danny Flow. I was like, that's
sir.
it. That's all I needed right
Shout out
there.
to
You may have had
My
the
boy,
keys to the city, but now you got the keys to Steve's
Hold
heart.
up, he's about to shout out Danny Flow. Go ahead.
I'm very well rounded. I may look like a basic Mexican, you know what I'm saying? But
No, you don't look Beazie.
I look Beazie, right? But very well rounded. So one of my biggest artists right now, he's a reggaeton artist from Puerto Rico, Jerez, and
Okay.
he's amazing. But I know a little bit about everything.
Look at
and
you,
that's being
bro.
a good DJ too. You got to be.
You got to have your finger on the pulse of the vibe
You gotta
anytime you're out there.
If it's hot, you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to know. You got to know that. But so for me though, it's just always been being open,
Yes, sir.
keeping my ears open like that. And that's too here. That has been my new thing. Like I've gotten a chance to do everything again, right? And do it the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
And as a better person for me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come here and I'm going to say yes where I said no. And I'm going to be open to everything. Like, let's just be like that. Why not?
We're gonna have to hit him with the list then, Barry. This motherfucker, he said he's gonna say yes to things.
Yep.
We're gonna hit him. I need a reggaeton mexa beat.
Yep.
You sell beats then, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We
sir.
don't.
Shout out to BeatStars, you know what I'm saying? The OGs. This is where I came.
BeatStars?
A lot of my beginning stuff, like a lot of my catalogs were sold through them. But now it's just my brand, my website, beaziebeats.com. And we just been grinding and building this agency with everybody and just trying to get everybody to the next level. So right now, my main artist that I'm focused on right now, I got my artist Jerez. He's about to be dropping an album this year.
Very
and then
nice.
I got Low Verses. Also, he's about to be dropping an album. And then we got Johnny Walsh. He's going to be dropping
Johnny
his
Walsh.
singles and his album. So we've been building with them, as well as I got a lot of other artists I'm working with. But these are the main core of the record label that
Very
we're kind of
nice.
trying to build up and really just show everybody, everything that we're doing and the quality that we're bringing. That's the main thing with me is quality. Like if we want to be in the big leagues, we got to have that quality.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your ticket to the show.
Yes, 100%. And being around that higher level, to me, it showed me all that. I got to see the difference of Homie in the Hood studio versus in LA, the biggest studio
Yeah.
in LA. You know what I'm saying?
You've seen it all, bro.
So for me, it's like that's what a lot of the scene and the culture is missing now. People like me that understand that. And there's a lot of amazing artists out here. A lot of them. So I'm just trying to, network and bring, some of those people in and really just, shine the light more on us, and just help as much people as I can along the way, man. That's what it
Beazie,
is.
where can people find you?
All across the board, at Beazie Beats, social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all across the board, Facebook,
Very
you know
nice.
what I'm
There
saying?
he is. There he is right there.
That's me right
the
there.
Homie
And
BZ.
then I got a website too, beaziebeats.com, you know what I'm saying? And we're just building. We got merch, everything coming up. There's all the music videos, all that. My YouTube, we got singles, everything. So yeah, we making it happen. Join the club though if you guys want to stay up to date. We got
There
you
it
guys.
is, bro.
You got a clack card?
Oh,
Yes,
we're gonna
we
use
need a clack
We need
card.
that clack card, bro. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day, obviously, to
Yes,
come
sir.
down here, bro. We
Been a pleasure,
appreciate
bro.
you. Again, man, I think this is just chapter 1 with you, BZ. We'd like to pipe in and check in with you as your career continues
definitely.
with that trajectory, bro, because it sounds like you're on the precipice of doing something big in
Yes,
San
sir.
Diego.
That's the plan, you know? I mean, what do they say? Everybody's always putting San Diego on the map, this or that, or putting LA. No, I mean, I'm essentially just trying to put us all on the map.
There
know?
you go,
As a
bro.
culture, right?
Everybody gonna eat.
Everybody. That's room for all of us. There's room for all of us. So
Almost all of us.
Shout out to you guys for having me, though.
There's always
You
going to be
already
some
know.
fools that ain't going to
Appreciate
get a
it.
chair, homie.
True.
There's always
always.
going to be some fools I'm not going to allow to sit down. No, cierta?
Tell me who.
And what do they say? What do
Who
they say?
hurt you?
They usually do it to themselves.
Oh, yeah, bro.
100%. They usually do it to themselves.
Don't forget to thank the people that helped you.
Yes, sir.
Never that.
Is he
Sir,
looking right at you?
I'm looking at
Yeah.
Barry.
I was like, what? You're about to drop like
I don't know
the
why
feet you
I
step
wanna
on the
call
way up
him
with the
sir.
boots you kiss on the way down.
It's like because he has all these things in front of him.
Yeah.
Like I would want someone to call me sir. you know?
Layers. You just got
Yeah.
Right?
protection,
Like,
I just want
walls.
someone to call me.
We do appreciate you, brother. I'm a fucking fan now. I'm going to sign up for your club so I can get newsletters on everything you're doing. I already follow you on
it, bro.
social media. If there's anything we can do to help in any way, this platform is your platform. This is what Emo Brown is all about. So please
Appreciate you
don't
guys.
hesitate to reach out and we'll make something pop, bro.
Definitely.
Thank
Just
you.
make sure you guys all go just stream that album.
Yeah.
Keys to the City Volume 1. Look me up. Spotify, all that. Beazie Beats. Search me on YouTube. Stream the videos and all that. You'll see a lot of San Diego.
There it is,
You know, we
bro.
gave homage to the city and all the videos. So, yeah, big shout out to everybody involved. And, yeah, I'm just enjoying the ride, guys.
Keys to
Thank
the
you guys
City
again.
Volume 1 available now. Go out and get it, stream it, make it pop, Barry. Shoo!